Hey Techno Studs, in this video, let's figure out how to set up a static route to a specific machine or a specific host on our network. Okay, very similar setup to my last two videos. I'm pinging two interfaces here again. This time what I'm pinging is I am pinging this router right here. I left the configuration on from my last two videos. So therefore, the default route is still on layer 3 switch, and it's going to send any traffic this way that it needs to get to the rest of the world, the default route. And then this router right near here knows how to get back to the demo laptop. What I'm pinging right now is I'm pinging this router interface right here. I'm pinging router 2 and the interface on this link right here. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and think through, why is this not successful? Why is the ping not successful? And so it's very similar answer to the last two videos that I did. So go ahead and pause and try to figure that out to see if you can figure out why it's not successful. All right, so hopefully we'll cover the answer now to see if you came up with the right answer. And what's happening is this demo laptop is trying to ping this interface right here. It sends out to its default gateway, which is the layer 3 switch. The layer 3 switch says, well, I don't know what to do with this, so I'm going to send it out my default route. And my default route sends it to this router right here. This router, router 1, is directly connected to this network. So it knows how to get to this IP address. So it sends it out to this router, and this router receives it. So here is where the problem comes in, is because now this router doesn't know how to reply. It's not aware of the 10.1.10.0 network. So it doesn't know that it needs to send this information back to router 1, a reply back to router 1. So what we can do is, in this case right here, we're just going to send up a single host so that it can ping the demo laptop, but it won't be able to ping any other device. So let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to, on this switch, I'm on switch 2 now, or excuse me, I should be on router 2 here. So let's jump onto router 2, which I believe is this one right here. So I am going to copy the password here. Well, that didn't work out. And then I'll need the enable password. Okay, and we'll get into the global configuration mode on here, and the command that we'll use is IP route, and we're going to route it to that single machine. So 10.1.10.34. Hopefully that's still the IP address of this. So I'm going to see IP config, and yes it is. So there, we're good to go. So then we need a subnet mask. So this is, since we're specifying a specific host, it's actually all ones for the subnet mask. So it's 255.255.255.255. And then we're going to specify that this is going to head back to router 1, which the address of router 1 on that interface is 10.240.2.2 is the interface there. So let's see, make sure everything's correct here. And we're going to hit enter. And if we got it right, yes. So now we can ping back because this router knows how to get to that specific interface. So another interesting thing with this, I'm going to actually exit out of this, and I'm going to, let's do a show IP route, and we can see that single entry in there, that static single entry in there. And I'm going to try to ping directly if the firewall is down, which I believe it is. So I'm going to try to ping directly there, and it is not going through. So my firewall might be up. Everything else should be set up successfully. So let me just check my connection settings. Okay, I turned my firewall settings off, so now I'm able to ping. I can ping 10.1.10.34. I'm successful, so now I can reach my demo laptop. But what's interesting about this is if I try to ping something else on the network, for instance, let me just try to ping the default gateway in there, and this should be, I should be able to reach this. There's no firewalls or anything like that, except for it doesn't know how to get to 10.1.10.1 because we specified just the demo laptop for that network, not the network altogether. So you can have some fun with this and kind of play around with how to ping the different devices and how to set up static routes. And you can play around, if you've got a setup, play around with it to see what you can get functioning, and it can be a fun little project actually.